The first impression I had when I held on to the Leica M11 Monochrome is that it just feels slightly lighter. Lighter than the M11, lighter than the M10, and I'm not sure initially whether it was just psychology, that you just feel that, oh, it's a new camera, it's something totally unseen, and therefore it has to be better and feel lighter. For those of you who have been following my channel, you know that I use the A7S3 exclusively for most of my portraits. That's because of the vintage lenses that I have collected throughout the years. Now, on 12 megapixel, it has big micro lenses on top of the photo size. So lenses that are designed for film, they works perfectly. And that was something that's been at the back of my mind when I was holding on to the M11 Monochrome. You're looking at 60 megapixel. I took a walk out of my house and I saw this interesting scene whereby one of the workers were repairing. So I was thinking that, okay, let's take a photo of this and let's inspect the results. Let's look at the moire and what's not. And so I took a shot at f4 on the Sumilux and ultra sharp. The tones are really beautiful. The shades of gray, I can see the highlight is controlled as well. It's not overblown. So I'm seeing a lot of good things here. Now, when you do a black and white photography, the whole idea is that it has to be intentional. And that's because there's so much difference between shooting a black and white photography and doing a colored one. So whether you're using a color camera and with the intention and goal of removing all the colors, or if you're using a dedicated monochrome camera, the whole idea of shooting black and white is that it has to be intentional. Now often, and this also happened to myself many years ago, we have the idea that you just look at the image and you decide whether it should be color or black and white post-shoot, right? Means after you shoot, you make this decision. But that's not true. Once you begin to appreciate and understand black and white photography, you realize that the contrast, the texture, the shadow, those are like the main objective. And when you go and shoot for a black and white concept, it has to be intentional. So it might sound a bit funny, but when you read this in forum or in Facebook groups whereby people are asking, should I turn this photograph into black and white or does it look better in color? Well, almost always the answer to this question is that it should remain in color because there was never an intention to shoot it in black and white in the first place. Now, these images that were shared, most of them are not edited at all because I wanted to show you how rich the gray colors are and let you judge for it yourself. There was one that was edited just now and you can clearly see the difference. But for the rest, they remain as is. I want to thank you for Leica KL Malaysia for this opportunity to use the camera and to do this project. And I want to thank you, the model, Xinjun. Instagram will be listed on my description. Now, if you are someone who appreciates black and white photography and you really enjoy doing it, Leica is one of the few brands, if not the only one, that produces full-frame cameras that uses monochrome sensor. I've personally looked at alternatives, like what if the mobile phone cameras have such a sensor? And they do. Huawei has it on the P20, and the last model he had was on the P50 Pro. And Honor, which is another brand of a mobile phone in China, they have it on the Honor Magic 3 or 3 Plus. But in their newer models, even these are discontinued. So there isn't any alternative out there if you want the latest and the best monochrome sensor for photography use. This is one of them. I hope you guys enjoy yourself, have a good day ahead, and shoot more.